Welcome to Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning news magazine for the LGBTQ community. I'm Christine Hancock.
And I'm Johnny Zick. Welcome to our third show for 2017. In this month's show, Roberta and Kim traveled to San Francisco and interviewed Elaine Magree at the Marsh Theater on Valencia.
This was to cover Elaine's new one-woman show called Holding the Edge. The SF Chronicle called it thoughtful, lyrical, charming, startlingly funny, unvarnished, and intimate.
Bennett Marks will once again be bringing us one of his insightful commentaries. As in times past, he will be giving us something to think about.
Eric Chong will be bringing us coverage of the Gala Choruses Festival held in Denver, Colorado. Their website says Gala Choruses was incorporated on July 26, 1983, and is now the leading association committed to serving the GLBT choral movement. Our beginnings can be traced back to 1975 with formation of Philadelphia's Anacrusis Women's Choir, followed in rapid succession by the formation of the Stonewall Chorale, the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, and choruses in New York City, Dallas, Los Angeles, Seattle, Chicago, Vancouver, and other cities. Today, there are over 180 member choruses located throughout North America, Europe, South America, Africa, and Australia.
Wow. So Kim Lawson covered the Black Dialogue series in San Jose. We'll see some of that later in the show. Let's begin this month's show with Roberta's interview with Elaine Magree.
Welcome, Outlook Video viewers, to the Marsh Theater in San Francisco, where from March 3rd till April 8th, Elaine Magree will be presenting her one-woman show, Holding the Edge. With a BA in Dramatic Arts, MFA from UC Davis, and past theater experiences from the Cal Shakespeare Festival, Solano Repertoire Theater, and the 54th Street Theater in New York, to various theater venues from Santa Cruz to Seattle, she's certainly honed her theater skills. Elaine has generously given Outlook Video some time from her busy rehearsals to share with us about this feature one-woman show of a lesbian nurse in the thick and throngs of the AIDS epidemic. Welcome, Elaine.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
This solo show takes the audience 30 years back, not only in the AIDS epidemic, but also to the day of the space shuttle, the Challenger, exploding. You know, things are pretty heavy stuff. Your character herself is also in the early stages of sobriety, and she's confronting a lot of things about life. So tell us, how does this lesbian nurse holding the edge, how does she do this?
That's a great question. I think Holding the Edge, that came out spontaneously as a line I wrote about at the end of the piece about the relationship of the lesbian community to the gay male community, that we were holding the edge of a community while it unraveled. And then I started noticing other places in the piece where she's at the edge. She's at the edge between life and death. She's at the edge with her son because we used donor insemination to get pregnant from a gay male donor, and we were both exposed. So we were at the edge of ourselves possibly having HIV. She's at the edge of drinking or not drinking. She's at the edge of which kind of tactics to use politically in the street, and uses a variety.
My.
So there were a lot of edges. And then
Yes.
I'm also in a spiritual community that really honors the edge, which is where different peoples or different species come together, and there's great fruitfulness and interchange. So the edge is a special place.
And your character builds on all of these.
Tries to.
Okay.
Or it builds on her.
Well, how did this particular topic become your choice for the show? I guess you just answered that with all those different things happening.
Well, there was a specific event. I went to the Hospice and Palliative Care Nurse Joint Conference with the American Academy of Hospice and Palliative Care Medicine in 2014, and I heard Ronald Reagan Visionary Award. And I was so outraged and horrified because his response to the epidemic was not only not visionary, it was ultimately murderous.
Oh my.
And I was so angry. But I started writing about it, and then writing about it with the collaboration of David Ford turned into this piece.
Oh, excellent.
From that one moment.
Well, there's laughter and whimsy in this show, mixed with the tragedy. So, what did you want to convey in this fashion on the show? Besides, like I said, you have some witty humor in here, but it's also a very tragic subject. So, what was your take on conveying in this fashion?
Well, it wasn't a conscious decision, except for one or two jokes. It was more a writing what it was like. And there's tremendous humor and joy and irreverence in the queer community, or the gay community as we called it then. And some of the men that were helping to raise my son were Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. It wasn't so much that I was trying to convey something as represent what it was like, my experience of what it was like to be alive then.
Oh, terrific. Some of your proceeds from some of the shows are going to go into some special programs. Can you tell us about that?
That's right, that's right. I'll donate half of what I make to different organizations. The opening night is honoring the original AIDS ward that was at San Francisco General, and everyone who passed through its doors, the people who lived and died there, the people who worked there and volunteered there. And the people I was in contact with requested that that money go to the AIDS Memorial Grove. And then I'm having another night for ELA, which is a trans-Latina service organization in the Mission and Bay Area, and also for the Encampment for Citizenship, which is a youth leadership training program for breast cancer action.
Oh,
they took a page
fantastic.
from ACT UP. Also for a quilt project of young immigrant women, making a quilt for them. And I think there's a couple others. I think TBA, Theater Bay Area, I talked with Brad Erickson, the executive director, and we're trying to kind of hatch a plot to have a new TBA project about arts and activism. So I'm going to donate to that brand new project.
Well, it sounds like you have your hand in all different types of activism and sharing your creativity with us. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
For more information and tickets to the Marsh Theater for Holding the Edge, visit the Marsh Theater website at www.themarsh.org.